Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jeff Grant. Today we're going to be looking at that college football game between the Auburn Tigers and the Kansas State Wildcats. How you doing this morning, Jeff?
Doing great, Dax. This is an exciting non-conference matchup. A lot of both these teams really don't land in this type of situation, with Auburn playing a ranked team on the road while Kansas State hosting a top 25 opponent. So there's a lot of dynamics to cover in this game, and I'm excited to talk about it.
All right, my man. So let's start by pointing out how Auburn hasn't shown any signs of a letdown after losing last year's national title game. But in your opinion, Jeff, do you actually think that the Tigers are capable of winning the Southeastern Conference for a second consecutive year?
It sure looks like that's the case, Dax. They have not slowed down under second-year head coach Gus Malzahn. Of course, the Tigers had the biggest improvement from one year to the next year in SEC history. They've also won. They've also scored 30 or more points in a school record 12 consecutive games, and they've rushed for 200 or more yards in their last 13 contests, and that's the real bread and butter for this offense is the running game. Not quite sure if they're going to be able to repeat because, yes, this is a non-conference game against Kansas State, but when you look at the SEC schedule, they take on the likes of Mississippi State, Mississippi, Georgia, and Alabama all on the road in conference play. So that's one heck of a schedule, but they certainly are capable.
All right, now, Jeff, we all know that Kansas State has produced a tremendous non-conference home record under actual longtime head coach Bill Snyder. But would you actually consider them to be a dangerous underdog in hosting an SEC opponent Thursday night?
They're certainly dangerous because of the Snyder aspect. He's one of the best coaches in terms of getting his team prepared off a week layoff. 16-6 straight up in that situation. He's been there forever. The field is named after Bill Snyder in Manhattan. But this is really the case of the SEC being favored over the Big 12. The Big 12 is seen as basically Baylor and Oklahoma, while the SEC has, of course, Auburn, Alabama, LSU, Mississippi, and the list goes on. So that's the main reason when handicappers see this line that the Auburn Tigers are laying this type of number.
All right, man, now for this primetime matchup, I'm pretty sure that both teams will want to control the line of scrimmage as much as possible and try to run the ball also. Now, but what other type of game should handicappers start focusing on for this game?
I think if you're going to look for a clear edge between both these teams, of course, Auburn's going to score their points. They're probably going to score more than 30, and when they do that, they win. But when you look at Kansas State, they're going to try to control the ball, the line of scrimmage, of course, the time of possession, and more importantly, if they can get a couple stops. Auburn is one of the more fast-striking teams in all of the country. What I mean by that, they like to get off to a fast start in the first quarter. Right. So does Kansas State. So Kansas State has the advantage of playing this game at home, and it's always good in a midweek game to play at home. But the most important aspect that I think people are going to overlook is special teams. When you look at Auburn, they have a freshman kicker and a redshirt freshman punter. That's a dangerous combination going on the road against a capable opponent. And Kansas State likes to create turnovers, and they like to score on special teams and cause opponents to make miscues. And I think the most important player is Tyler Lockett. He'll likely be the kick returner and punt returner in this game, and he could score in this game, and that could keep Kansas State within the number.
All right, man. So I know that this is a little early on to the game. We're still a few days away from it, but what's your early lean for this one?
Yeah, it's often difficult to handicap a game 6 days prior. It gets easier as the season goes on as you get to know the teams. Obviously, the early action has landed on the Tigers. The line has moved from 7.5 to as high as 9.5. I'm pretty sure that's a lot of people trying to get the best of the number because maybe the public's going to bet that up anyways. I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to take Kansas State getting the points. I think they are capable of staying within the number in this midweek clash. And like I said, I think Kansas State's going to do something on special teams to keep this game close.
All right, my man. Good stuff. Once again, thank you for all the valuable insights, and we'll talk some more football tomorrow.
Thank you.
And for SBRpicks.com, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.